Hello everyone, welcome to the first tutorial of 2025. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create this radial blur Y2K type poster. I will show you how to create the overall radial blur and how to make the text look like this. So, as always, let's get started. So open a new tab. The size that I use is 4x5. This is the default Instagram portrait size, so it's the one that I use. So now let's just import our photo, right? This is the photo that I'm going to be using. Shout out to anyone for the baller photo. Link for their Instagram in the description down below. So now from here, we're going to create a new layer, okay? And this new layer, we're going to go to filters, blur, and let's do radial blur, right? Now let's change this blur to 3, just like that. And make sure to touch the center of your image. So it creates like a radial blur based on that center of the image. Okay, so now let's just click apply, just like that. Hey, now click on this top layer and create a new layer mask. Now let's go with the brush and we're going to make some changes to this brush. Okay, we're going to go into more and let's just move the hardness all the way down. And let's move the flow into something like 50%. Okay, and now we're going to be clicking on all this until you feel that it looks good for you. So from here, let's just go into light filters and let's create a noise. Now let's change this noise to 20% because we are just going to be zooming in. And let's first create that neon effect around the circles. So now let's just click ellipse tool and create a circle just so it covers the ellipse. Change here. Let's make it so it's like what's good, like 2 points, and make the fill empty, just like that. Okay, now let's make this stroke layer, let's make it white and go into effects. So we have the layer effects right here. Now we are going to be creating the inner glow. Click inner glow, select blend mode, select normal. Right, now the radius that we are going to be using is 1.5, just like that. And the intensity is 57%, just like that. That's basically like the inner glow we're going to be using. Now click on outer glow, select normal again. Now we're going to select red, okay, like this really deep red. Now the radius is going to be, let's do something like 29.5, so it has that like deep glow. This is 77 here, and let's do the same in here. Let's do 77, just like that. Okay, so now as you can see, you have this really deep glow. You can also click here, the red inner glow. It's 2 different styles. This is with the red inner glow and this is with the white inner glow. I like a bit more this one because it makes it look like way cleaner. So now let's just duplicate. To duplicate something, you're going to click here and press Alt, and let's just move it to this side. Okay, just like this, just like this. Okay, and this is what we have so far, but we are going to click Radial map, this, just like click X, and let's move this here. So we have that red dots there. Going to adjustment, and it's this one called ultraviolet. You click the ultraviolet one, click here, and this is the blue color that I sampled. Just click and show again. You see, now it looks way better. Now create a mask layer on the gradient map because we want this red from the circle to be shown. Okay, and just clean it, right? Just make that red pop. So now this is like the main effect done, right? We are going to be clicking and we select text. The font that I'm using for this one is Wild World. Anyone. That's it. Let's just make it white so you can see it. Okay. And we have this text that says anyone. We're going to be selecting the text, and now we're going to filter, going to distort, and go into deform. This deform tool works as followed, because honestly I have not seen anyone showing how the distort tool works. So you're going to click the points that you want to move. It's just like the liquify tool, but in here you click the points, then you're going to be moving it however you want, and in here you can increase or decrease the deformation. I like to keep it at 100% because honestly it looks really fucking sick. Okay, now let's move on to the text. We're going to click into FX. Okay, now we're going to inner glow. Again, select normal, and we are going to make the inner glow this deep red. Okay, now just click into here and let's do something like 25%, and let's keep this into 50% and this at 100, just like that. Now we are going to create a color overlay, but this overlay we are going to make it like this really soft yellow, and let's just like keep it around like 60, just like that. Now let's do an outer glow, change the blend mode to normal again, and let's click this and leave it at 62, and let's make the radius something like 55, and the intensity, let's, you know what, leave it at 50. Now here the color, make it red so you can see that red glow. Let's increase the opacity to 100. Yeah, that looks better. That looks way better. And to finalize, click Gaussian blur. We're going to apply it, and this you're going to choose between 10 and 15. Honestly, I like how it looks at 15 because it makes it it makes it look more like molded. So it looks, honestly, for me, it looks way better at 15. So now let's just close it. So this is how it looks. Okay. Now let's just do the final touches. Are going to be importing a paper texture, just like this. Okay. It has a cardboard and 4 different types of paper textures. They are available on Gumroad. I will leave the link down below for anyone that wants to get them. Now just click on the paper texture and go into overlay. All right, and we are going to be leaving it into like 75. You can, honestly, you can like play with how much you want this to look. So let's just leave it at like 80, just like that. So this is basically the entire effect. Now, one last thing that you can do to the text is go into here and create a brightness and contrast adjustment. And let's just move the contrast to 100% and move the brightness to something like 80. The difference is very minimal, but you can see a bit of difference. It's almost invisible, but it makes basically that yellow look more white and the red to pop even more. And that's basically it. Now just move the noise mask to the top, so the paper mask is below the noise mask and it looks like this. Now to export it, just go into File, going to Export as PNG. I like to export my documents as PNG since it's almost like a lossless format. You can also export it as JPEG. You can export it as anything you want, honestly. Now, something that some people have been having issues is with the noise not being present on the final product. So what you can do to fix that is click on noise and honestly just add more noise. So let's say that at 20% does not appear on my final export. If I do 40%, even if the format tones it down, I can be sure that it actually like shows. Okay, so I'm going to show you the difference between 20% and 40% on this specific photo. This is with 20% noise. You can see the noise, see a bit of the noise. Of course, it looks less noisy than the preview because you have to keep in mind that this is not rendered. You have to keep in mind that this is not rendered and this is the actual photo rendered. But this one is with 40% and you can see that this one has way more noise than the previous one. Okay, so just keep that in mind, that when you render things, they are more likely to be toned down. So if you want your photo to look like the preview, just double it or even triple it so it looks more like your final render. Okay, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. I have so many ideas for videos this year. I will try to post at least one tutorial every week. That's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to press like and subscribe, and see you all next week. Bye.